Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to strike the last word. I appreciate the work that this committee is doing to build on many of the successes that we've had in the past, and one such area is the creation of opportunity zones. But one of the things that's happened is that the pattern has been seen that about 95% of these opportunity zones happen in urban areas. And don't get me wrong, we're very supportive of dollars flowing into areas of need because they do have an impact. But I think we've got to recognize that the nation's capital here in D.C. has done an amazing job of really destroying our inner cities over the years. And once thriving, vibrant communities get left behind. And if that wasn't enough, then the same thing has happened to rural America. It's interesting that the two groups of people that have the most in common are the urban core and rural America. Failing infrastructure, lack of jobs, failing education, high drug use, lack of hope. So opportunity zones have provided a significant amount of investment and relief to urban areas that need that type of investment to grow jobs, to grow opportunities, to move people from poverty into the middle class and beyond. And what this bill does is it expands this into rural areas. And I firmly believe that those folks that have been disadvantaged by the federal government that live in urban areas and those that live in rural areas deserve the same opportunity going forward. So let's talk about what we're doing here. You are going to hear my colleagues on the other side of the aisle say that this is tax avoidance for the wealthy. Well, if they just simply are going to say that we're going to take that money from those that have been successful and they're going to pull it into the federal government and then they're going to redistribute it out into select communities that they design or that they're going to designate, then to me, I've seen what happens when that's the case, and way too many people that have been left behind are not going to see the benefits of that. So what we're saying is let capital flow and let's direct it to those areas that need it the most. You talk about avoidance with taxes. I mean, let's eliminate the hypocrisy here. What do you think that the IRA tax credits are doing? It is tax avoidance for the wealthiest Americans, and 90% of those are going to go to the largest corporations. So, it's good for the goose, good for the gander over here. All we're saying is let's help these communities that have been disadvantaged by the federal government. We've acknowledged that it has a huge impact and a good impact in our urban core. We need to recognize that it will have an equally good impact in rural communities. Let's let capital flow there so that the folks that have been hurt in rural communities can begin to rebuild their small cities, their communities, and their way of life. That's important to do. But let's also recognize the hypocrisy when they say that this bill is only going to do tax avoidance. It's not, okay? It defers some of the taxes, but it makes significant investments in our rural communities. And we can debate this point and it's all day long, and I'm happy to do it. But let me give you an example of why this will work and how I know that it works and how I know that their theory is wrong. At the local level, we do this every single day in the great state of Georgia. We create a tax environment that is favorable, a regulatory environment that guarantees safety, but we are a partner with business. We create the right education environment, and we can create a competitive advantage. And when we do that and we lower taxes at the local and the state level for businesses to locate there, and all of a sudden we see job growth and we see spending by people living in the community and incomes going up, guess what? Revenues coming in to the local treasuries go up as well. I saw this in West Point, Georgia. I saw it in Troup County, Georgia. I'm watching it throughout my district. At the core of this is job creation and investment in communities that need the help. Every American needs a job, a decent, safe place to live. They want their kids educated well, and they want the freedom to be who they want to be in this great country. This ensures that an area of our country, rural communities, that has been left behind will be on the same playing field as the rest of America. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.